What's up, everybody? Yeah, first and foremost, I think I need to explain this little setup that I got going on here. My custom built PC took a massive shit on me. Um, it had some slight progressive issue. It had slight issues in the beginning, then it progressively got worse. When it was working, it was fucking fantastic. When it stopped working, it basically got to a point to where you couldn't even launch the BIOS. It wouldn't launch a bootable Windows 11 installation USB. And it was essentially just a big ass power supply with some funny looking LED lights. And I'm damn sure we've got some conflicts. The motherboard is completely just fucking alright. So, anyways, it's popular demand because.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The ratio likes the dislikes on the video done by GG Marksman, or Golden Gun, and for all you bastards out there that don't know what that is, that's one of the best fucking games that ever existed, GoldenEye, N64, okay? And there's a golden gun in there, bro, and it was a one-shotter, so...
It's only a game. Why do you have to be mad?
So here is what you will physically do in order to get this build to work. If you want it to ramp up faster, you can try some of this tech that I have. I currently am going to launch 3 nets. And then I'm going to launch the Dark Quiver. I'm going to launch 3 cast of net. So one shot go out, and then I'm going to dash. Now what you're seeing here is the damage ramp up from 45k, and it's just going up by the millions, and it's just going to keep growing exponentially. It's eventually just going to keep going up to like 20 million, right? And if you've been to the arena, you know that generally, unless you're doing absolutely just batshit crazy damage, the health on these things don't move that much. We're actually going to delete this boss dummy's health, name, everything. We're going to uninstall this fucking boss dummy. It doesn't mean shit to us, right? Now, you're probably looking at this saying, oh my God, dude, why are we waiting so long? Well, it's because this is how this damn mechanic is working, right? And yes, it is so.
It is a scumbag mechanic. I do not go around just killing Uber Abby all the time. I did it in the previous video to show it could be done, and I also put it on EHD's Twitter, so for all the assholes that say you need to report it, could be an unskilled, corny fuck. Man, fuck you. Dude, I did. This shouldn't be in the game. But while it's here, this is funny as shit, dude. This is some funny shit. Like, and this isn't the only one-shot build that has come out. Dude, man, I forgot his name. He's a badass rogue player. He came up with this funky-ass, super complicated, like, detonating arrow one-shot build. You know what? What I just did? I just made it a little more foolproof, okay? And just used a different skill. You know, bibbidi-bobbidi. All right? So we're about 1 billion damage. That seems about right.
So there. So we didn't hit the negative damage, but if you want to rewind that, you know, I'm sure it was something absurd. Now, if we look, name's gone, health is gone. Cool. So here's the skinny on what's happening. Obviously, I'm using net and puncture. So let's just start at a baseline. Let's talk about, actually, skills make sense. So you don't actually need Dark Quiver. You don't need this. And as a matter of fact, I don't have. I don't have.
I fucked that. I thought, bro, damn.
Number one, the first skill you're going to unlock is puncture. So come down here, max out. Now, caveat, this is not like a leveling build. This is assuming you've got like an 80 plus marksman going on here. So maybe 70 plus. But essentially, when you come in here, you want to max this out at a point here, 1 point here, 5 points here. You don't need anything else. You need nothing else. This just helps with maybe some physical penetration, but it's like 4%. Okay, I mean, this is unnecessary. This is unnecessary. That's unnecessary. Only these nodes here. Here's what it's doing. Of course, we're focusing on more multiplicative, more damage anywhere that we can. We're focusing on increased mana cost to the skill of puncture. We're trying to raise that. And we want to take advantage of the fact that net uses puncture. So why does that matter? Well, number one, more multi-damage here. 1 point here, flat additional mana cost, right? So we're looking at 26.2. The passes are raising that a bit as well. This node here unlocks us to the pure cheese fest. So if you'll notice here and read the tooltip, it's more multiplicative damage with a bow per second charged. default, after 1 second, it releases automatically. So you get 100% more damage multiplier. But if you come down over here, we add to that more damage multiplier. So 250% here added on top of the 100%. So 350% more damage multiplier. Now, to get that puncture to, now keep in mind, it has a 1 second charge cap when you use it directly. Now in net, you need nothing anywhere here. All you need to do is 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 there, and you can just do 1 there. I threw 2 in because, hey, why not? So what is happening is with this node here, not only is it shooting at net's use puncture, after 3 net casts, a snapshot happens. And the nets, the game is essentially believing that the net has a puncture in it. And because that puncture is in a state inside the net, and that net is not going anywhere, it locks puncture in a permanent state of ramp up damage, of charging. We break the 1 second cap here on this. So that is what is making the damage just keep rolling up, roll up, roll up, roll up. Now, we can do things to help out not only the raw damage, but also the ramp up of that damage. So here comes in Dark Quiver. You'll notice here I'm missing a point. That's because, I took my gear off, but you just need 12 points. Here, I want raw, flat, physical damage. Then we're going to get another 48% crit multiplier, and it adds another flat 20 damage to puncture. And then over here, yeah, you could throw some points into, crit chance, but it's not needed. You really just need these 2 now that I'm thinking about it. Over here, all you really need to do is 2 points here, 5 points there, 3 points there. You're done. So that is a more crit multi, and this is also a more damage crit, not crit multi, but a more damage multiplier, and another more damage multiplier. It is getting insane, all the more damage multipliers. Now, that's really it for the skills. Okay, so let's look at the passives. What do? I want as much damage as possible, as much increased mana cost, and any more damage multi I can find. So here, we don't care about attack speed, flat physical damage, that's great. Here, we're maxing out dexterity because we're using the Morning Frost boots. Those give a shit ton of flat damage that scales from dex, so hence we're maxing dex. We don't care about this, we don't care about that. We're using it just to come over here and get increased damage per increased movement speed. 1 point here. I don't even think you need a point here. You can put points wherever the hell you want to put them. But essentially, you want to get to this and put 8 points. You are getting an 80% more damage multiplier, and it's also consuming additional mana. So you see what's happening here? Like we're getting that more damage, and the node in Marksman, there's one node in Marksman that's going to pull it all together as far as the mana cost is concerned. Like why we're ramping that up as well. Blade Dancer, 8 points. Get your 8 dex. Who gives a shit about Glancing Blow? Because they're not going to be alive long enough to tell the tale. Over here, more damage multiplier with haste. With the Shattered Worlds Relic, you have perma haste. So yeah, you got that going for you. Over here, just max it out. 8 points into dex. 2 more points, stick them somewhere. That way you unlock net. And so hence that's, now your net's available. And you can start speccing the points in that we just talked about. Now, the Marksman tree, you'll notice we're not going for anything dealing with some bullshit elemental arrow or bleed or anything like that. Nope. We're going for max dex. We're going for increased crit chance and bow damage. We are going for more damage multiplier with concentration. We're going here. I just plugged these in here because I needed to get, over here somewhere. But we're stacking crit multi as well. 10 points here. This is where it comes together. So do you see that last line? Bow mana cost equals more damage. And that 100% means that 100% of the increased mana cost for a skill is going to essentially be a more damage multiplier. We have added flat 15 damage of mana cost in the skill of puncture. We have added 40. I'm not sure if consumed works like that, but I think it does. But we have that additional mana consumed, and that more damage multi on the fuck. What's it called? The rogue tree, right? And then here we go. We get another 75% increase in mana cost. So this is not for farming. You just shoot a few punctures or a few of these Heartseekers that I have here, you're done. Like you're gonna die. So this is purely a boss killer, and of course crit multi based on the stacks of bow mastery. So yeah, so we got some crit multi here. 5 stacks of that, so 5. Yeah, so like 70. Is that how it works? Look, maximum barrage of pain stacks 5. So 5 times 50. Yeah, that's 75% increased crit multi. So let's talk about the gear, and I'll actually prove to you that this still works without the gear, but you'll understand why you need gear, because you won't do shit for damage, and it'll take forever to scale up. Okay, so number 1, I went with T7 Dex in a Peak of the Mountain. We're wanting to crit cap. We are crit capped with our setup, and so we go with this. Nihilus, I couldn't get a, I mean, it has shitty affix rolls, but I was able to roll crit multi on it, get a plus to skills. Yeah, so if I got a +2 Nihilus that I could slam crit multi on, I would have done that. Here, I went for a just very high damage body armor. I mean, we're increasing the elemental damage, increasing the crit chance to help crit cap, and I got a perfect T7 Dex slam. Over here, we're going cold, so use Reign of Winter. Got a T7 perfect roll for a Deadeye affix. Over here, didn't quite hit the T16 on the quiver drop. Otherwise, that's what we would have gone with. These here, purely being used for the deck stacking. I'm sure there's probably more powerful combinations, but right now that's the best ones that I have. This belt, the only stat I care about at the moment is crit multi. We rolled max on it, so using that. Over here, Immortal Vice, this is really just a flex, but use anything really that has, I would say, mana and 16 dex on it. That's probably going to be your best bet, because there's a node in puncture that gives you more physical damage the more mana that you have. Morning Frost, roll a T7 dex on it, because the dex scaling, as you can see here, +1 cold damage to attacks and spells per point of dexterity. That +1 flat cold damage to attacks is insane. So if you look at this, well, that's not real. Okay, so yeah, so it's 64k, and now we're at 21k. So yeah, you definitely need to rock these. And of course, Shattered Worlds. Ideally, I would have wanted a legendary power of 1, and of course, better rolls. But hey, this helped us reach crit cap. As a matter of fact, we're over capped. We're at 103%. If you look over there on the bottom left, for the blessings, I just used all the ones that had access to crit multi, crit chance. So I got crit chance, crit multi, crit chance, crit multi, and over here I've got crit chance, crit multi. And these aren't even like really good rolls. I could have like a whole nother situation going on. I mean, I could have like these two. Like I could have 2 more of those, and it would just be nasty. But as you can see, it really doesn't matter. Now, just as a proof of concept, does it work without gear for the people talking shit? Believe it or not, people still use whispers and whatnot. Does this damage ramp up work? But as you can see, we're dealing with shit damage, but let's do 1, 2, 3. And just like the amount of licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, we hit the 3, and yeah, we're ramping. Now, of course, you'll be waiting forever. And as you can see, the damage, we didn't even have the range to hit. So don't do it without gear. All right, so that's pretty much it. So I get it. Yeah, it is definitely scumbaggish But that's okay. So this will not last long. If they don't patch it out of this build or this season, they're definitely going to do it on the next. Forgive, I have a huge dip in because I'm stressed as hell about everything. But yeah, so to the people that are saying, hey, that's a scumbag build, no skill, whatever, you're right. I agree. That's why EHG was tagged on their damn Twitter page. That's why it was posted there. That's why it's on the Reddit. Yeah, I made a build guide, and the whole thing was just full of sarcastic bullshit. Y'all quit being so serious. You know what? If you want to go offline and just, like blast faces off, cool. I personally don't see a harm in that, except for you're harming yourself. You won't know how to kill Uber Abbey. He's already a hot mess already, and people that have killed him, I mean, there's a lot of RNG in that fight. So I did this as kind of some fucked up Robin Hood type situation where it's like, hey, if you're playing offline or whatever, and you just want to feel the power between your legs with the Uber Abbey gear, here you go. So that's essentially what's happening. So I don't know. Kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass. If you like the channel, that's fine. If you hate me just for having fun, you know what? Look, enjoy the rest of YouTube. For everyone else that loves the Nut House stream and wants to come back, follow, subscribe, do all the clicking and shit if you want to. I'm out. And, as a matter of fact, F that.
Oh,
I will resort to threats. If you don't subscribe, I will wrinkle your milk money. No, I messed it up. I will steal your milk money and wrinkle your school clothes. And now we're blurry. Yeah, we're blurry because the autofocus is tripping. Yeah. Fuck. Everything's fucked up.
Uh.